Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Have At It here on Facebook or Benzone Facebook group, on my YouTube, Ben Cornett 9015, and also Twitter, BennyBoy702 for Have At It episode 6, Friday, January 20th, 2023. I'm your host, Ben Cornett. So, good evening. How's everyone doing tonight? I'm doing good. We got the NFL divisional round matchups. We're going to talk about that and more this evening. But first, as you know, the my Tampa Bay Buccaneers um, will not be playing in this game. Will not be playing this week. So, but it is interesting, though. I just wanted to bring it up real quick that um, after the game, Tom Brady. I think people saw the press conference. Was thanking everybody. Was the team, the players, his teammates, fans. You just wonder, could it be the last hurrah for Tom Brady? Could he retire? Or will he go to another team in free agency? Who knows? We don't know yet. We got to remember last year he retired, and then 45 days later he unretired, came back. So we really don't know what's going to happen. Um, the Bucks this week, they let go of Byron Leftwich, offensive coordinator. I think we all pretty much knew that was going to happen, especially being a Bucks fan, in the know, we kind of expected it. They let go of about 4 or 5 other offensive assistants, a couple of defensive assistants as well. So there are going to be changes for sure, and they've already started. Um, it seems like to me, and this is just my opinion, that these changes, especially on the offensive side of the football, are leaning toward trying to lure Tom Brady back. That said, okay, we want you back. We'll do what it takes. We'll get you your offensive coordinator. We'll get you a different one. We'll get you set up with more players, whatever you need. Now, the issue with that is, I believe the Bucks are over 40 million over the cap, so it's going to be very difficult to put pieces around Tom, assuming if the Bucks decide to bring Tom Brady back and Tom Brady accepts. So my personal feeling on this, and I will say this, that I don't think Tom Brady's going to come back to the Bucks, at least. He's either going to retire or he'll play for another team, maybe Miami. I live here in Las Vegas. We're hearing Raiders. Why? Because Josh McDaniels, he's the head coach. They're shipping Carr out of town. Just a matter of when. Also, obviously that leaves the quarterback position void. Jared Stratham is really not your feature. He's not going to be the starter, so they're going to go look for a big name. They want Brady. I don't know if that's going to happen. I don't think it'll happen, but you never know. So if this is the last Monday night, if this is the last game for Tom Brady in a Bucks uniform, I just want to say thank you, Tom, for 3 great years. Well, 2 great years, one not so well, but still made the playoffs despite winning a division that wasn't very good, but still made it in. So that's 3 straight playoff appearances, Super Bowl championship, 2 division titles. Before Tom came here, we went 12 years without even being in the playoffs. So I thank Tom Brady as a Bucks fan, I thank him very much for helping change the culture in Tampa, winning a Super Bowl, and doing it in Tampa. I know, even though it was COVID year. Thank you. Thank you for that. And I appreciate it. And whatever you do, best of luck to you. And safe travels, my friend. So we'll see what happens down the line. But that's all I'm going to really say about that because we're going to talk about this tonight. We're going to talk about the divisional round games. And to help me do that, we're going to bring in my co host most of the time. He is America's favorite sailor and mine, your friend and mine, Mr. Alex Schomber. Alec, welcome to the show. How you doing tonight?
Sometimes your co-host. All right, I'm out of here.
Well, now hold on a second. Some weeks you're
That's
not here.
true.
Well, obviously you're busy. I get that, of course, but that's what I meant sometimes.
Oh,
Don't be
well, thank you.
offended. Okay. Alec, what's going on tonight, man? How you doing?
Well, watching the Lakers lose as always. I can't watch it because ESPN is messing up on my TV. I can't really stream the games anymore. Some with
Oh,
Spectrum, so I don't need to watch it anymore. Suck watching
that's
women's basketball, sadly.
okay. Well, you can resume that later. Right now, you're here. Let's talk about the divisional round games. We're going to go ahead and start off with the first game right here. Let's go Jaguars and Chiefs, man. This is an interesting game. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. The Chiefs are favored by 9.5 right now. If I'm a betting man, I would take the Jags, take the points, but I'd still take Kansas City to win. What do you think, Alec?
With that, I completely agree with you on the standpoint of only because if you've noticed this year on all the odds, the Chiefs have never covered a single spread this whole season.
Well, they're 7-9 against the spread.
Well, I mean,
7-9.
I'm talking about big matchups, like the ones that they're supposed to dominate on. Yeah, they
Yeah.
never cover those spreads.
Yep.
I mean, I already put in Jags plus. Well, I mean, it was 12.5 last Sunday, so I'm guessing the line dropped tremendously. But I had it at Jags plus 12.
Yeah. Well,
But that
and
game's gonna be close. Everybody else thinks.
it's I think it is too because again, now Jacksonville kind of reminds me of Cincinnati last year. Now you remember Cincinnati went on a run to the
Yeah,
Super Bowl. Now the difference though with Kansas City and Tennessee is Tennessee was very one-dimensional on offense, whereas the Chiefs they're much better at quarterback. They have more weapons to use. Tennessee relied on Derrick Henry, so it made it easier for Cincinnati to win that game on the road. Jacksonville is going to compete with Kansas City. Their defense is solid. But I think, like you said, the offense for Kansas City is going to be too much. I think they'll win. Jags will cover, but I can see the Chiefs winning by 6 or 7 in this game. What do you think?
I have them by 4.
Oh, so you got it closer. Okay, that sounds good. That sounds good.
I mean, I'm
I could see.
hoping. All I pray for this weekend. Can we just not have a blowout? Can we just not? That's all I ask for as a football fan. If I can't watch my Bucks fight their way to win a game, hopefully, which they never really, as of late this season, we haven't. I actually want to see close games. Not I want to see high scoring, but at least close where it's not oh yeah, the games are over with a whole quarter left.
Well, listen, Alec, I think all these games are going to be really good or have the potential to be really good. So especially this one, I think this is going to be a fun game. Both, defenses are really good. Both offenses can play. They can both run the ball. So I'm looking forward to a very good game, and I think it will be. I go Chiefs 30-24. I think that sounds like a fair score. I think you said you got it by 4. So, what kind of score are you thinking?
Well, actually, never mind. By 4 wouldn't make sense then. Fuck. Let's say it's 35, 28, 28, 29, 32. Fuck. 30,
You
35.
like 30-35. Okay, so you're
Yeah.
going 5. Okay. All right. Now, don't worry, Alex. You can use the F word. We're past the midnight, or we're getting close to the midnight hour. It's my 2 favorite words: free and fuck. All right. So we're both going with Kansas City. We think Jacksonville will cover. So Good stuff. Let's go to our next game here. The nightcap tomorrow night. The New York Football Giants going to Philly, and this is interesting. I found a thing this week. Kind of makes sense though if you think about it. Like, check this out.
Yeah, I
I
have
mean,
no
it is
idea
Philly.
what's scheduling a playoff game in the link for a set. I think I saw this. They're having Philadelphians to drink for 12 hours before the game. Yeah, this one I
I
have
mean,
extremely close than what else thinks.
mhm.
I mean, me personally, for the sake of my sanity, I took the first half Giants +4 because it's
Okay,
gonna be
yeah,
close.
I can
I
see
def-
that because these two are division rivals. Now the Eagles did win both games this season, but the last game they played sat a lot of starters out, so you didn't really get a glimpse of what you saw in the first game where Philly dominated the Giants in New York, well, New Jersey actually. So, but I expect this to be a lot closer defensively. The Giants, they're going to keep up. The question is going to be offensively. Can Daniel Jones, now he's going in a tougher environment. He's going to face a much better defense. Minnesota, I think we both agree, were way overrated, with their seating. In fact, there's another thing I should bring up, of why the Vikings may have lost that game. And I kind of agree with this, Alec. I mean, yeah, Costco hot dogs are good. I don't know if anybody, I know a lot of people, including myself, ate a Costco hot dog before. They're good, but you can always get a better hot dog somewhere, right?
I mean, have you ever heard of Nathan's?
Yeah, exactly. So, but anyway, back to the Giants. I think we all knew they would win that game. This week though, it's going to be a little tougher. The Eagles' run defense is one of the best in football. You know, Saquon Barkley is going to have to, you know, run well, get past that Philly defense, but also Daniel Jones is going to have to throw the ball well. Um, against a team in a secondary that's really good. Um, do you think the Giants have an actual chance to win this game?
So, I actually think they do. So I'm like
Wow.
60% sure.
Okay.
Oh, like when it comes to those division like playoff games, anything can happen. The Ravens almost won, but
Yeah.
Tyler Huntley decided to just leave the ball wide open for anybody to smack the ball out of his hand like an idiot. But then again,
Well,
it's the Ravens. Their
but
head
yet
coach is
again, is there
bombshell.
blame the offense coordinator who's no longer there? Thank goodness.
Yes, I think after that, they're like, "Yeah, dude, you gotta go. You gotta go. This is not it."
Out of here, Mr. Roman, Johnny Dean's good friend. So yeah, I'm gonna go Eagles here. I think again it's a tougher environment. Um, you know, yeah, Minnesota's a little loud in there. They play in a dome, but Philly, they're relentless. They hate the Giants, and defensively they're a
Shit,
lot better. But I do think it's
Eagles
going to be a close first half. But I think
Eagles
Philly
fans
will
hate.
win. What's that?
I'm saying Eagles fans they hate the Cowboys more than anything. I literally have gotten like 5 phone calls saying that y'all could, that we had one job this week. I was like, asking one job from us is like asking a million jobs from Todd Bowles.
Right.
You can't
Yeah.
like even before the game, like
Mhm.
I hate to say it as a Bucks fan, I knew we was gonna lose that game. Like I don't know if it's like I mean I'm not saying the team is bad. It's just we're poorly ran, if that makes
Well, yeah,
sense.
I picked more on Dallas is going to Dallas. Now they didn't Dallas this week. They actually deserved to win that game. Oh, I mean, we're going to talk about them in a little bit, but yeah, with the Eagles, I mean, to me, defensively, they're a lot better. They're a lot more organized. They're disciplined. You know, they're going to slow down Saquon Barkley, and this is where Daniel Jones is going to have to protect the football. He's going to be on the run most of the game. They're going to chase him down. I do agree the Giants are going to keep it close early because I think with Philly offensively they're good, but remember Jalen Hurts hasn't played that much in the last few weeks, so he might be a little rusty. they might get off to a slow start. There's a lot of expectations because they're the number one seed. So, that may hamper
Um,
them for a quarter or
there-
two.
there's
So
a
go ahead.
I was saying there's another reason why I know it's going to be low scoring the first half.
Yeah.
It's only for this one reason. Like
Mhm.
all season, when it came to the Eagles, this is just from like my eye, from like betting wise.
Yeah.
Even though I'm not placing it, Jalen Hurts every first half, his passing yards were always like 190, like 180 ish. They have his first half passing yards at 98.
Gotcha.
I was
Gotcha.
like,
And
yeah, that means that's a sign that it's going to be a low scoring, close game.
yeah, and you got to remember, this is only his second playoff game. Last year the Eagles went to Tampa, so they got a little experience. But again, now they're at home. The expectations are a lot higher. They're not sneaking up on anybody now. Everybody's gunning for Philly. The Super Bowl in the NFC is going to go through Philly, so the pressure's on them. The Giants, again, nothing to lose. They already
That's the
got a
worst.
playoff.
That's the worst part. Teams that have nothing to lose
Right. True.
seem to upset other teams.
Yeah. So I think this might be the closest game of the week as well. Well, at least early on, but we'll see what happens. This should be good. So anyway, we're going to take a little break for a minute, and we will be back in about a minute or so. So stick around. Okay, well, that wasn't a minute. It's like 22 seconds, maybe 20. So, welcome back to Have At It, episode 6. Ben Cornett, alongside my co-host and Alex Schomburg. We're both on the NFL edition too, every Thursday nights, 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific. I'm more 10 p.m. because I got that privilege. So now let's switch gears a little bit here. Oh wait, what did I do here? We're going to go to the Sunday games, starting off with probably the most anticipated game of the week. Now, anticipated for a lot of reasons because just a few weeks ago, this game was supposed to happen. Now it did for a moment, but unfortunately, Damar Hamlin, suffered that serious injury and was literally, almost dead, unfortunately. But he was brought back to life by CPR. They canceled the game, rightfully so. Um, but now we're going to get this game. It's a playoff game, a lot on the line here. Sunday morning, or Sunday afternoon, I should say, 3 p.m. Eastern. Bengals, Bills. This is probably my favorite game of the week, Alec. This could go either way. You know, I'm going Cincinnati here. I'm going to stick with them. I know they just announced that Jonah Williams and Capper are not going to play. They're down a few offensive linemen. This makes it even, tougher for Mr. Joe Burrow. But looking at Buffalo, they had a hard time with Miami against the third string quarterback. And Josh Allen also had 2 interceptions in this game. I'm still sticking with the Bengals, man. I think they're going to pull it out here in Buffalo in that environment. I trust Joe Burrow just a little bit more than I do Josh Allen. Alec, what is your prediction on this game?
I've been like going back and forth all week with this. I'm just gonna have to stick with Buffalo on this one. Buffalo by like 3.
Okay.
I feel like it's the I feel like it's offense. I mean, I have never seen this team when they had their offensive line injured like that. They probably pull it off.
Yeah.
But I feel like all that adrenaline high of like the last week and the media just telling them that they didn't deserve it, that they should have been out, that Miami should have beat them. I feel like they fixed their wrongs because even Sean McDermott, like after the game, he literally told the team, he's like, if you play like that again, we're gonna be out of this next round. And I feel like they fix the errors this week. Hopefully, don't throw the ball deep 6,000 freaking times
Hmm.
and turn the ball over like 4 times, which is unreal because before half, they had a good lead And
Yeah.
then he kept turning the ball over multiple times to make the game closer, which was not fun to watch.
No, and you know what? Listen, Alec, I don't disagree with your points there. I think you make very valid points here. I'll do you one better, Mr. Schomburg. The Chiefs, the game in Atlanta, if the Chiefs and Bills win, pretty much sold out. Now, the Bengals are saying, "What? You think this game's going to happen between the Chiefs and Bills? I mean, you're not giving us a chance? Come on now. We went to the Super Bowl last year. We were a play away from winning the whole damn thing. And you're going to say sell 50,000 tickets, get that thing sold out because you already think, excuse me, the Chiefs and Bills are going to win this and the Bills are going to beat us? I mean, if that's not bulletin board material, I don't know what is, Mr. Schomburg. So I'm sticking toward that. And the Bengals are going to be ready for the Buffalo Bills. They're going to be ready to show people, you know what? This ain't going to be an automatic win for Buffalo. And you might, after that game, you're probably going to want your money back and cancel your travel plans to go to Atlanta because we're going to win this game. We're going to go to Buffalo and beat Buffalo. Then we're either going to host the Jaguars or we're going to go to KC the following week. Nobody's going to Atlanta.
I mean, all I gotta say is you're about to see playoff Gabe Davis in full effect because their number one corner for the Bengals will be locking down Stephon Diggs, and they have Eli Apple
Mhm,
lining up against Gabe Davis, which Eli Apple shouldn't even be in the league. Dude gets burnt every time,
mhm.
and he swears he's one of the top corners, which he never will be a top corner. And that's why I feel like they attack that weak spot, and that's why I really feel like the Bills will win because Eli Apple gets burnt every single time. Like I literally have no hope for that player.
Well, I will say this. I mean, if there's a weakness on that Bengals defense, it is the secondary. And, they do give up a lot of big plays. So
I mean, it
I
could be Bengals, but I just got sick of my picks. Already made one change this week. I'm not trying to make another one.
fair enough. I still have the 49ers Bengals in the Super Bowl. So I'm sticking with the Bengals. I still think they can go into Buffalo and pull it out. And we'll see what happens, man. This is going to be a fun game. I cannot wait. I know all 4 games are going to be great, but this one I'm really looking forward to. So before we get to our last game of the week, let's put a few comments on the board here. Odette, thank you for tuning in tonight. She says, "Thank you, Tom Brady." Yes, we do appreciate that. Odette, thank you for tuning in. Your friend here, Mr. Schomburg, Scott Thaler, desperation for human contact is waiting for my new Tampa Bay Bucks Friends podcast when I should be participating in connubial frolics. Okay,
I don't
well,
know what
I
that
appreciate
means.
that comment, whatever that is, and whatever you're doing. But thank you for tuning in. Odette says, born and raised in New York City, Giants fans hate the Eagles. Absolutely. This is a division rival that goes back 30, 40, 50 years. So, yeah. And our good friend Sean Spencer from Let's Talk Football. Thank you for tuning in tonight, Sean. He's got Buffalo. Fair enough. Sean Spencer, I have San Francisco versus Buffalo in the Super Bowl. That could very well happen as well. Sean Spencer says, "What's up, gentlemen?" Sean, what is going on? Thank you for tuning in again. Appreciate it. And he says, Dallas is taking that L. And with
That's
that,
definitely not happening. I hate
and
to
with that,
break
yeah.
that news.
Well, that's a good transition to go into our last game of the divisional round of the weekend, folks. The Cowboys versus 49ers. Yeehaw. We got the Cowboys who unfortunately beat our Bucks last week. They proved that they can get over that hump, so to speak. If Jason's watching, I'm sure he'll have a comment in a few minutes. Um, they're going to San Francisco now. Now you're not playing the Bucks defense, which was all over the place and didn't know what they were doing, put in bad spots. You're going to play probably the best defense in football. You're going to be facing Nick Bosa. You're going to be facing Fred Warner. You're going to be facing Greenlaw, and you're going to be facing little Troy Polamalu, the safety. So, Dak, you're going to be in for a long day. Now, I will say this: they're similar. These teams are very similar. They both are very good offensively. Um, I have to say that Dak Prescott does have the edge over Brock Purdy, more experience. Purdy's this only his fifth game he's played so far. So
It's like a seventh,
you know,
6th or
seventh.
7th one.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Schommer. Seventh game. Dak definitely has the experience edge and probably more talented, better quarterback, better arm. But I still like the Niners in this game. It's going to be close, closer than we think. It's a rivalry as well. But in the end, the 49ers are going to pull this out. Dallas is not going to Dallas, but I just think the 49ers are just a little bit better. Now, Alec, why do you disagree with me on this one?
I mean, just like you said, it's bulletin material. This is look. Everybody had made fun of Cowboys all season, say that they're not deserving of a playoff spot. I admit it. I'm one of those people. It pains me that I'm picking Dallas because I literally hate everything to do with that franchise. I hate their fan base, hate their owner, hate that toilet bowl stadium. I hate Dak Prescott. All of the whole existence of that team, I hate. But it's just one of those things where they just use that bulletin material of saying they can't make it to the NFC Championship, and I mean, yeah, like they beat us and we were banged up and everything, but all it takes is that one game in the playoffs to get that boost of confidence to do that the next week, and then you got people like Micah Parsons on the other side. I'm
Yeah,
I feel like, and the sad part is it's kind of crazy. I feel like Brett Maher. This is gonna be
yeah.
funny. I feel like he breaks a streak and then hits the game-winning field goal.
Wow. Wouldn't that be ironic? You go from get the hell out of here and congratulations. Come on, let's put you on top of your shoulder. Let's put on top of our shoulders and just carry you out of the stadium. Uh, it could happen. You never know. You never know. It's gonna be a great game, man. I'm looking forward to all these games, and especially this one. So let's read some more comments here. We got another viewer, Fred Swayze Moore. Thank you for tuning in. Let's go Jags. Yeah, yeah. Nothing wrong going with the underdog. Yeah, it should be a great game against the Chiefs. And Sean Spencer's back in the house. He says, "Don't let last week fool you." Yeah. Well, I will say if Dallas does bring that same level of play as they did last week, they definitely have a chance, Sean. I mean, I know you hate them, but they definitely have a chance. And some people, like Alec, are picking the Cowboys, and nothing wrong with that. It's hard to argue, but I am still going for the Niners. I think they can still win this game. Just like I told people not to let our game fool people. Yeah. Well, hey, you still beat them. You still, Dallas maybe wasn't playing as much, seeing that the Eagles were up in that game. Week 18, they had the division one. Who knows? I don't know. But Dak did not look good. He had 2 interceptions in that game. But last week, he looked like Troy Aikman. So if Dallas is going to get another win on the road this week, he's going to have to play like Troy Aikman again, maybe even better. So, Sean again, Dallas has to establish a run game. If they rush for under 75 yards combined, they'll lose. Yeah, I agree because, the Niners have one of the best rush defenses in football. If Dallas can, it's going to take both Zeke and Pollard to get through that line. But that offensive line has to create holes for him. They have to block well to get them a chance to run inside and outside. So yeah, that's a good point, Sean. I hate Dallas the most, then Philly fans, then the Giants, and then the actual Eagles. Philly fans. Okay, I get it. Yeah, I don't blame you. Sean, did you just call it Alex Schomber? Call
I think
what?
he said that that's called like like how the game's gonna go.
Gotcha. Yeah, he did. He called it. Alex says Dallas is going to do it. He said Oregon would beat North Carolina too, and look what happened. So, Nicole Kleishek, thank you for tuning in. Appreciate it tonight, Nicole. She's got her show on Let's Talk Football, the NFC South edition, and also the ladies edition.
I try to send them both a invite so you can have more opinions on games, but I guess no one reads Messenger.
They probably just don't like you. That's all. So, Nicole, but thank you very much for tuning
Probably.
in. Yeah. I'm glad we're building up our female fan base. We could use it.
Yeah,
Uh,
Sean
Chris,
doesn't read my messages, so it's all good.
awesome. Chris Cole, welcome. Thank you for tuning in. Appreciate it. Dallas is coming back down to earth. I think so too. But they're going to make it close, and it could go either way. But I still like the 49ers this game. Nicole says, I said my picks at work, and someone said right away I'm losing at least 3. Well, Nicole, what are your picks? If you want to type that in, let me know. Who knows? You could go 4-0. Sean Spencer, haha, don't remind me, Ben Cornett. Quack, quack, damn it. Half whack. Okay. Next up, Sean, I'm in bed with the lady trying to watch quietly. Is that better, Sean? Yeah. Sounds great. And Nicole says, I will take a look, Alex. So sorry I would never turn it down. Okay. That's okay. We're all busy and, you know, it's Alec, no big deal. No, I'm just kidding. But
Don't worry, I'm
anyway,
used to it. It don't hurt my feelings.
yeah, you're on. Look what happened last night. Watch that episode and see why.
Yeah, don't tune into that one.
Oh yeah, that's right. For some
By
mature
the way, Ben,
audiences.
we're
Yeah.
actually down by 1 against Memphis.
Are we? Oh, that's good. We're sticking in there, man. We might make it close and then lose by 3 in overtime. So who knows?
Don't remind me about that one.
Alex and
Alex and
Johnny were going at it. Oh yeah, dude, that was great.
yeah, we're
That was a night off for us. We just sat there and we were just like talking basketball, and those two lovebirds were going at it. And you know, like my family members, they like to argue, so it was fun to watch.
But
And
by the way, Ben, if you want a different game that's actually interesting, I
yeah,
would turn on Fox Sports 1 right now if I were you.
oh, which game's that?
Boise State and New Mexico. It's actually a good game. It's like the game of the
Yeah,
week.
yeah. I was being a UNLV basketball fan. We're in the Mountain West, so we're struggling a little bit right now. We're 1-5 in the conference, but Boise State and New Mexico, they're both as of right now in the bracketology and ESPN. Joe Lenardi, he's got them both in the tournament. So, as a reminder as well, we're going to both be talking about college basketball in the coming weeks. Fill out our brackets. It's always a good time of year. So,
I just gotta
let's
get
see.
Sean's email. He says to send me a messenger. I don't have Sean's email to send it out. I know Alex. He actually has the app, so he's good on that end.
Right. Good stuff. Scott Thaler says KC. Okay. He's got the Chiefs. Good stuff, man.
Spoken like a true Missourian.
Well, he is. He's a Rams fan. They were in St. Louis, and
Which I
they saw
never
that.
wait. Like Scott's the the only person I know that like when the Rams moved to LA,
Mhm.
he actually followed the team to LA. Most fan base literally said fuck that and went to a different team.
Hard to blame him. I mean, you know,
I mean,
they
I
should
give
have never
Scott credit
done
on that
that.
one.
Yeah,
I give Scott
absolutely.
credit.
Yeah, be loyal, man. That's what it's all about. I don't blame people. St. Louis, the Rams should have stayed in St. Louis, but we know why they left. They wanted to go to
I mean,
LA. It's cronky, so figure that
I
out.
actually like their stadium. Their dome.
Yeah.
I actually miss their dome that they play in.
Yep.
That's when they had to go to the Sam Bradford days.
Yeah. Well, let's go back. Nicole's teams that she picked were the Giants, Bengals, Cowboys, and who else? KC. Okay, she picked KC. So again, these are all games that anybody could really win. I don't see a disparity, a big disparity between one team or the other in these four matchups. So who knows, Nicole? You could get it right. You could be 4-0, and we're going to look bad come Monday morning. So Nicole back again. She says, we finally fired a coach. I was hoping weird how some who made the playoff fired their coaches. I don't get it. Well, I'm surprised Staley's still there, Alec, and with the Chargers. I thought maybe they'd get rid of him, but they got rid of his offensive staff. So maybe this is like Bulls. They're just saying, okay, you're getting another shot. We're giving you another chance. You better show us something this time. So I don't know. We'll see what happens with the Chargers. I wish they would have fired Staley. Get Sean Payton.
Your brain said you get fired?
I'm sorry, what?
Wait, they didn't fire Staley?
No. Right now, they fired Lombardi.
Fuck.
A couple of other coaches. Their offensive coordinator.
That's fucking weird. That is fucking weird.
Yeah.
Well, the Chargers ain't going nowhere next year. That's guaranteed.
We'll see. All right, we're going to take another quick break. We'll be right back. All right, great. We're back. If you made it this far, please like and share this show. We hope you like it. We hope you share it. If you're 37 minutes into this show, man, props to you. Oh, man. What a show we have so far. What's that?
Said, bless your hearts.
Bless your little hearts. Absolutely. And Odell says, thanks and good night. Well, Odell, thank you for coming on the show tonight. We appreciate it. You're always welcome to be here. She's a Bucks fan as well, Alec. I talked about it. I opened it up on the show with Tom Brady. If this is his last hurrah, how do you sum up these 3 years with Brady here for the Buccaneers?
I mean, I appreciate the season, like the Super Bowl. I mean, I'm not gonna bash him. I mean, I appreciate the Super Bowl. I appreciate the back-to-back division championships. Can't really say it was a bad. It's more so that we got a lot for doing less, if that makes sense. Like, we didn't trade draft picks. We didn't basically trade away other players to get different players or get away draft picks to get other players. So, yeah.
Okay. Well, good stuff, man. Appreciate that, Alec. And I think we all, like I said, we appreciate Tom for his 3 years here. I mean, obviously he changed the culture. Like I said before, we didn't go to the playoffs for 12 years. He comes here, helps us out, and helped, he had the weapons. He chose us. It was great. It was great for Levante, for Mike Evans, for William Golson, the longest tenured Bucks, to finally know what it's like to win. And we have Tom to thank for that. We have Bruce Arians to thank for that. So if this is the last hurrah, we all thank you, Tom. We appreciate it. And we'll see what happens next year. This is going to be a very weird offseason. A lot of uncertainty, but we'll see what happens. Oh, speaking of seeing what happens here, there he is. Where were you? Hello, my tasty little midnight snacks. Daddy's hungry. Yeah, well, good, Jason. Thank you for joining your midnight snacks and hopping on here on our show. Alex appreciates that very much. As he was.
Oh, do I?
Oh, come on. You like Jason a little. Not in that way, but I'm saying you like Jason. He's a nice guy. What can you say? I
I
mean,
tolerate it.
he's a little,
Tolerate.
he's a little out there, but yeah, like you said, you could tolerate it. So, oh man, so we have talked about the matchups. We agree on everything except one game or two games, I should say. We agree on the Saturday games, but we disagree on the Sunday games. And Alec, real quick, what was your Super Bowl matchup?
Oh fuck. Um, shit.
Speaking
I
of
think it was Eagles Bills. I
Eagles
think
Bills. Oh,
I would need
okay.
to see Alex board for me to
Yeah.
remember it.
Alex likes me better. Ooh. Jason, you might have a little competition there. All right. So you have the Eagles and Bills. Okay. Okay. I had the 49ers and Bengals. I'm sticking with it. We'll see what happens there. Alec, is there anything else you want to add tonight?
If you want to go into let's see, there's what's it called? You could go into the NBA or the NBA the basketball games tomorrow.
Oh, yes. Well, college basketball, we got UCLA and Arizona. That's a top 10 matchup. I'm looking forward to that game. I think, UCLA won last night. They beat Arizona State. Many consider that to be kind of a trap game. Maybe UCLA was overlooking Arizona State, but UCLA came out with the win. Props to them. Now they go down to Tucson, play the Wildcats. That should be a really good game. I believe, excuse me, that game is at 3 p.m. Eastern, 12 p.m. Pacific. So that's perfect right before the football games. Can't wait to watch that one. Um, is there any other games you're looking forward to in basketball this weekend?
I'm looking forward to the TCU in Kansas, and I think there's another one. But I'm trying to think. The Alabama and Missouri game,
Yeah, that's going to
which
be an
I'm not
interesting.
sure why that Missouri team is not ranked. Like I don't get it. They're 14-4. They beat a ranked team, Arkansas, the other night. I just don't get how they're not ranked yet.
Yeah. Well, right now we also have some surprises. Charleston and Florida Atlantic are ranked. So they're
Well,
taking
Charleston,
two of
I
the top
kind of
two.
saw that one coming. I saw in the beginning of the year. That one actually, they're actually a great team.
Yeah. Yeah. Charleston's pretty good. I saw a little bit of the Florida Atlantic game against San Antonio last night. They played pretty well. Yeah. Let's see, Mr. Daler. Oh, it's
Oh,
Jason.
good news for Scott. His
Missouri.
Missouri football
Yeah.
team got I think Ryan Garcia from
Oh, okay.
Miami.
Yeah.
The
And
transfer.
Dion flipped another guy from Miami, too. One of the top cornerbacks in the country. I forget his name, but Dion was able to flip him from Miami to Colorado. So
Hey,
Dion making moves. Yeah.
if Sean's on here, I'm looking at this rankings. I don't see your UNC. It's crazy. It's crazy how that works out.
Yeah, they've been struggling this year. A little surprising, but we'll see what they can do down the stretch. There's still about a month and a half to go. I'm not going to panic yet if I'm a North Carolina fan, but
He's like, I mean,
wow.
I'm just saying, team need to show up. It
Fair
ain't
enough.
March. I mean, yeah, it's not March yet, but it's getting a little too stressful. I, I this is
Mhm.
probably like this is probably way too early. I feel like Houston Cougars. I feel like they lose in the Sweet 16. I'm calling that.
Calling that one.
Yeah, Houston's not
Well,
going to win. They'll probably get to the Sweet 16. I don't see them at the Elite Eight. I don't see it.
Final
Like, because
Four.
there's way too many teams this year. Like, there's so many teams that no one ever heard of. Like, while I was watching the game, like, I mean, I
Mhm.
only knew about these teams because, like, the betting show I watch, they, like, focus on all these teams that are, like, that I've never heard of before.
Hmm.
like the Charleston, like that team that I never even heard of until I watched their show. And then you got teams like FAU. I know what's it called? What's the other one? University of Virginia. They're going back to their old roots of the March
Defense,
Madness.
yeah, defense and holding opponents under 50. Yeah,
And TCU is like it's crazy that whole college is just no one really knew about their football team, and they somehow get to the national championship, and then they're like, "Oh well, we all have basketball," and they said, "Fuck it, if our team can't make it, let's have our basketball team try to make it."
hey, listen, dude. Don't underestimate Houston, dude. I think Marcus Sasser is one of the best point guards in college basketball, dude. That dude,
I'm not holding like saying that they're like the worst team like in the whole tournament. I'm just saying like you know how this March Madness goes. There's always
yeah,
that one top five team that loses. And I feel like it's
yeah,
either Houston
yeah,
or Purdue, even though Zach Edey's a freaking beast
mhm,
for Purdue.
yeah. But I like Houston, and plus, think about this: the Final Four is in Houston this year. There's a lot of motivation for the Cougars. I think they're going to the Final Four. I think Kansas is going to go to the Final Four, and then it's wide open. So I think those are the two best teams right now in the country.
I
Like I
think
said,
KSU is my sleeper pick to go into the Final Four.
who?
I have Kansas State as like my sleeper into the Final Four. It won't be in the bracket that I go with you guys in, but that's just going
Yeah,
to be like a dream scenario. Because I want to see that because that Kansas State game was amazing,
yeah.
and I want to see that Kansas State team go into the Final Four. Hopefully,
I'll tell you another team who's kind of my sleeper is Rutgers in the Big Ten. They're playing some good basketball right now. And they could sneak up on some people in the tournament. They did it a few years ago. I think they could do it again this year. They got good front court play. They took it to Purdue earlier in the season, so they can compete. That would
I
be
wonder
my sleeper too. So
wonder if who Purdue plays tomorrow. They
Sean
play
says he's going to
Saturday.
get his revenge. He's going to get
Let
his
me see.
revenge, Alec.
Okay, like even UCF is playing good this year. Let me look at this UNC team. Let me see this. Where is this? Why does it always do the inaccurate stuff? Let me see standings.
Yeah.
UNC. They
Don't count.
are. Oh,
Don't
it's
count on
crazy. They play.
Alabama.
Yeah, I mean Alabama was great. I feel like
Yeah,
Missouri. They were slept on all year, and
yeah.
they've proved people wrong multiple times. That's what that was like my top five. Like I have my top five. Like, 'cause I have like five sleeper picks every year. They're
Mhm.
number five on there. I have K State number one for my
Okay.
sleeper pick going to the March Madness. But that's crazy. NC State versus UNC tomorrow.
Hey, that's going to be a good game. That's really a must-win for North Carolina State. North Carolina, I mean North Carolina. North Carolina State doesn't have a lot to lose here, and North
Yeah,
Carolina, they got to get it going here. Get
they
some more
play at five.
confidence. Yeah.
It's at
Where's,
5.
where's that game at?
Take a wild guess.
North Carolina State,
No UNC.
UNC. Oh, on the
That's
road.
wild.
Okay. All
That's why I
right.
feel like it's gonna be very that's one of those OT games I can see happening.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm just looking at this too. I'll tell you what. Virginia at Wake Forest tomorrow. That's a sneaky good game. Wake Forest is pretty good. They're at home. They play well at home. Um, they can give Virginia a run here, in that game. Um,
I'm trying to think of what other one I have because there was one
another
game that I was eyeing, but
I'm
it's like the
eyeballing that.
Mountain.
I'm eyeballing that Marquette Seton Hall game. That could be a Marquette going on the road. That Seton Hall's a tough place to play because remember St. Peter's last year that made that run in the NCAA tournament?
The Peacocks, the St. Peter's Peacocks.
Yeah. Well, the head coach Shaquem Holloway is now the coach of Seton Hall. So, he's bringing that
Oh,
he's bringing that to Seton Hall, and they're playing good basketball right now. So Marquette better be ready for that game.
surprised the Air Force is playing that good this year. But I think
Yeah.
there's one Mountain West game I actually like. I don't know what it is, but the Mountain West games here have been electric. Like the Colorado, I'm not sure if you watched it, but it was like Colorado versus fudge, who was it yesterday? It was Colorado State versus somebody. Exactly who it was. Oh, it was San Diego State.
San Diego State, yeah.
That
Pretty good
was a
games.
great one.
Yeah,
I don't know what
absolutely.
it is. Those Mountain West teams always pull something off in the March Madness. That's why I told myself this year I'm gonna focus on like the conferences that no one really pays attention to
Uh-huh.
because there's always like you got the Mountain West,
Yeah.
you have the I think there's the SWAC and I think it's the Mid American. I think it is. It's
Okay.
always like two teams from there that always go to March Madness, and it's just like they just pull something off.
Yeah.
That's why I'm just like focusing on those. So when it comes to like the bracket and stuff like that, I know exactly like
Right.
Colgate. No one really talks about Colgate.
Mm.
It's a
Yeah.
toothpaste company, but Gonzaga, I feel like they don't make it this year to the Final Four.
No, I do feel bad for Pacific tomorrow night because Gonzaga is going to be ready to play. They're going to take it out on somebody. So, ooh,
Texas, though, that's crazy. You got
yeah.
Texas number 7. I, I don't know. Iowa State, I don't feel like they can make it that far. UConn surprised me this year so far.
They're kind of falling off a little bit. Yeah. But, conference play is tough. It's very tough, especially in the Big East.
I feel like Miami. Oh, you know what's crazy?
Hmm.
So this is gonna sound weird, but if you look back from like the whole season,
Yeah.
every time a ranked opponent goes on the road, the home team covers 97% of the time.
Oh, yeah.
Like because like Missouri, they were favorites at home against a ranked team and they covered. Now you got Miami going to Duke, and Duke is now favored at home. I feel
Absolutely.
like Duke covers that one. I really feel like they do.
Yeah. And I think they beat Miami tomorrow, too. I got them pulling out the upset.
It's like I don't know, it's like a weird system play. When people talk about that, I was like, "There's no way that's actually a real thing." And then I go back and look at all the teams that were favored,
Yeah.
and as watch the game, I'm like, "What the fuck?" It's an actual that shit actually hits every time.
Oh, man. Good stuff here tonight on the college basketball talk as well. We're going to talk more about that in the weeks to come. Next week, we're going to talk about our division or our conference championship games, see who makes it. Should be a lot of fun. And also, next weekend, Mr. Schomber, we're going to have the Royal Rumble, WWE.
The good
Um,
old Cody Rhodes return, thank God.
yes, yes. And I might even do a pre show for the Royal Rumble. I might just do that or a post show after the Rumble. I'll let you know. I'll let everybody know the details coming up. We're going to go ahead and wrap this one up. But good show tonight. And thank you, everybody, for coming on and um, liking our show. Speaking of that, um, like and share this show here to your friends, your family, your dogs, your cats, your uncles, whatever. Like and share that baby. And before we head out, Mr. Schomber, take it away. Promote yourself.
You can find me here on Fridays on the Ben Zone. I probably won't be here next Friday because I work that weekend, so I probably won't be able to make it on next Friday.
I'll forget you then.
But
No.
yeah, it's this whole new schedule we have. It's literally weird. Like I've been off every weekend, and I work this weekend. Now I work again for like another 3 weekends.
Okay.
It's literally so weird. I don't get the schedule, but
Okay.
Like, even Thursday, I think Thursday I'll be able to be on the show, but Friday is, like, up in the air for me.
All good. All good, Mr. Schomburg. We appreciate you coming on when you can. And we appreciate everybody else for showing up tonight. Again, thank you so much for tuning in this episode 6 of Have At It. We will have episode 7 of Have At It next Friday night. And guys, have a good weekend. Take care, enjoy the games, and we will see you back here next week. Take care.